to another edition of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. I am here with you. No, I am not alone. I will bring the fellas in. Excuse me for my somber tone. Day that we're recording this. It's been a long day.
What a day indeed.
Bring in podcast Poppy, the bad producer.
I love being right. It's great.
Everything in life.
And Enoch is in the building.
Life is a learning lesson, guys.
Yeah, yes, it is. But let's us get right into it. It was a busy week in sports since the last time we were here. We're just gonna jump headfirst right into it. Raise your hand if your team won this week in the NFL. Mine did. Mine did.
Wow, we really got to start with that. You had that whole thing planned out.
I had great things happen to me outside that made my week. So, I usually when the Jets lose, my week is ruined. Like the Jet, I don't really think anybody understands how much the Jets control the tone of my week.
You guys have
that's a lot of bad weeks.
It's a lot of bad weeks. Football season is usually a miserable time. That's why this is awesome. But we lost the most important game of the year for us, and
still want my apology.
It's no, because you said we were going to get blown out and we didn't, so you get no apology from me.
I can't.
But you said that. What am I supposed to say?
Whatever.
You were wrong. You don't apologize for being wrong. We don't reward mediocrity.
So I didn't say 1,400 times that New England was going to be. New England was. Did I not?
Mike, did we get blown out?
I had you. I said, Dylan, you guys can win 7-8 games, but you're going to stop short of a playoff contention because you guys are going to run into New England.
Here's the thing, Anthony, I don't care.
I said that 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times, and what happened? New England properly won.
You said we would get blown out.
I also said
you're ignoring the fact that you said we would get blown out.
And you're ignoring the fact that I said they would win.
But the cool thing about it is when you take everything you said and you lump it together, it's like a parlay. Let's say you have an 11-leg parlay and 10 legs hit, but one loses. You don't win any money. You lose the whole parlay. You said a million things, Anthony. But you said one that was wrong.
What happens on the test when you get 9 questions right, but you get one wrong? You still got a 90 more.
The cool thing is, school is dumb anyway, and none of it matters.
The cool thing is, I fucking agree. But at the end of the day,
it's over. We're done. We just did it.
But at the end of the day, I still said the Patriots were going to. And now again, I will say this: they're going to sweep y'all, but they haven't played again yet. But that's going to happen as well. You guys are not going to win in New England.
I think we actually have a better chance of winning in New England than we did in MetLife. We're undefeated on the road, Anthony. We play better on the road than at home.
Who have y'all played on the road?
We played the Browns on the road. We played the Steelers on the road. We played Denver on the road. And then we finally won a home game in Miami. And then we played, who else did we beat? Off the top of my head. Packers in Lambeau. We've won every road game we've played. So I really hope that we learn from our mistakes here. And I should have known better. Once I started hearing Robert Saleh say, "Oh yeah, Zach's due for a breakout game," because it seems like they absolutely forced it. Because the one thing I was screaming about all day is, why did we throw the ball 41 times? Why are we doing that? We ran the ball 15 times. We run the ball really well. Why are we not running the fucking football? You're forcing a breakout game against a team that's notorious for making you look stupid. What are we doing here?
What is it now? 13 in a row now?
Yeah, it's 13 in a row. Fucking stupid. It's stupid. This is our home. This is the homecoming game. This was the game where everybody was supposed to make a big deal. We played great in the first half, and then what? The second half we get the roughing the passer call, which is still one of the worst calls I've heard explained to me. Did you guys hear the explanation for that roughing the passer call?
No.
The ref told Robert Saleh they called that because Jonathan Franklin Myers pushed Mac Jones too hard.
Yeah, that's
That
roughing
was
the
the
passer.
explanation. That was so. You're telling me if you would have pushed him a little bit less hard, it wouldn't have gotten called.
That technically does qualify as roughing the passer.
It's stupid. That's a stupid call to make.
Okay, complain to the rule makers, man.
I will. But the thing is, I'd also be doing the same thing here. When it comes to that type of shit, I'm very consistent. I'm very much that's a dumb call, but I'm glad it happened. I'm that guy. I'm very fair with that shit. But that was
The only thing I will say, I saw at least 7 or 8 sacks this week that looked just like the one that happened to Derek Carr and that didn't get called roughing the passer. I was like, yo, that's the same shit that happened to Carr. They called roughing the passer.
Exactly.
No, but the Brady one was still probably the worst one I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry.
There was one that y'all got that was bad too.
No, but the Brady one was the worst one ever. Probably the worst one. That was outrageously horrendous. I don't even have a word to describe it.
But if we don't get that pass interference call in that pick six, the game's a little bit different. Because then you take 3 points off the board for them. You give us 7. We're up 17-3 going into half. Zach's not throwing the ball easily quite as much. But the Patriots still game planned for us to play back on the receivers, and the second the ball was snapped, the ball was gone. So you go from having 4 sacks in the first half to 2 in the second. You're not stopping the running back, who was their best receiver. Andre Stevenson was literally the best receiver on the day. They got away with in the first drive of offensive pass interference in that touchdown, where Sauce is getting blocked before the fucking while the ball is being thrown on a fucking rubber out on the pick. But I'm just okay, fine, whatever. It is what it is. I'm glad receivers are allowed to block before the ball's thrown or while the ball's in the air. That's literally against the rule. But okay, you literally can't do that. You can't do that. And then they Pro Football Focus said that was a touchdown on Sauce Gardner. Where Sauce was the player getting blocked by his man and then went to go get the tackle. I'm just what are we doing here, Pro Football Focus? And then all of Zach's interceptions are just terrible. They're just terrible. Somebody's got to teach this fucking kid to just throw the ball away. Just throw the fucking ball. He's so bad at throwing the ball away. He threw an interception while throwing the ball away. And Joe Douglas is sick of it. Because Joe Douglas said, when we stop turning over the ball, we're going to be dangerous. He knows shit. He knows shit.
You can say that for anything.
I know. For him to go, I know I got to just put a little bit more air on it. You think? You think, Zach? Oh, my goodness.
The 1 week, I just need Zach Wilson to play like he did in Green Bay and Denver. I just need him to game manage. I can't even get him to game manage because we're over here throwing the ball 41 times. We're down 9. What point are you out of the game where you can't run the football? What are we doing here? So it's Roz doesn't want to do blame pie. I love blame pie. It's my favorite thing to do when it comes to a Jets loss because he's just 100% Zach Wilson's the reason. I'm just no, you don't do that. You just don't do that because he threw 3 picks and we still lost by 6. You can't just do that. He didn't want to. He's the defense played great today. I'm the defense played great in the first half, and then the second half they just let Ramondre Stevenson do everything that he wanted. I blame play calling, I blame coaching, I blame the defense not making adjustments, I blame Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson gets 60% of the blame, but the other 40.
Zach, I wouldn't say he lost the game, but
he didn't do us any favors. He didn't do us any favors.
Nope.
And it's just it's tough to defend the kid because I want him to do great, but he sucks. So it's I want him to do great, but he sucks. He has the tendency to try to create, and I just need him to be a game manager. If we could just get him to just control the game and then use your arm in certain points, Like you could make it. You could be a serviceable quarterback, and you could start, and you could be a Jimmy G who literally has a career of just being average, and has been to a Super Bowl and multiple NFC Championship games. Like
average, but he's not special.
He's like perfectly average. He doesn't fuck up a ton. He doesn't. The expectation of Jimmy G is to just play, right? You go in there, you're like, you know what? He's gonna have a solid game. He's gonna be average. He's the Mendoza line. Like he's the perfect 500 quarterback. That's the guy. I just need Zach to hand the football off. Like he's in that system. The only difference is he has such a good arm that they try to force shit, and it's just like, don't do that. Play within the system. Don't let the kid fucking do too much. They did it with Josh Allen. I know Roz hates the Josh Allen thing, but if you go and look at Josh Allen in his 19th game as a quarterback, the stats are identical. But the cool thing is you had an offensive mind that was like, hey, stop being fucking stupid and just play within the game. Take what the game is going to fucking give you. Don't try to be dumb. Maybe we stop telling Zach, you did it your way, do it our way. The quote that will hold to me the rest of my life now is the line of scrimmage goes across the equator. It goes across the world. There is no rule saying you can't throw the ball to the fucking stands. That's a direct quote from Robert Saleh.
But he's right, though.
He's correct. Mm-hmm. And I like that they held him accountable for it. Because you are not admonished of blame. But JFM needs a ton of blame, too, because it's not the first time he's done something like this. Like, the Jets' defense was unbelievable. Unbelievable that game. They did everything they had to do. It's just the offense fucked it up. Now we got to go against the Bills after we did this fucking shit.
Yeah.
But again, you go into the bye with 5 wins. You're 1 win away from what the over-under was supposed to be, or the line was at 5.5. That's still right now a successful season. The season's not over yet, despite what Roz and every Jet fan will tell you. The season's not over yet.
That last week, and we're at a point. If the Jets win one more game for the rest of the season, this is not a successful season.
No. At this point, no. If you, as a whole, it's like, okay, cool, the Jets weren't supposed to do this. But when you win all your games at the beginning half of the season and you lose the rest, that's terrible. That's terrible.
We are past that.
That is bad. We are at the point where the team has expectations.
This team has to win 7 or 8.
The team has expectations. The team has to win. There's,
I would say 8
games. There's 4 winnable games on here, not counting what the Patriots game can be. Because even whether they own us or not, the team isn't going to blow our doors off. So it's like, okay, that is a winnable game.
You guys have 9 games left. I'm not going to sit here and say that you guys are going to go 2-7 your last 9 games.
I'm not going to say that
either. That's very far-fetched.
You're not going to get that Zach Wilson game again. There's a very, very slim chance you.
Well, I wouldn't say all that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you guys.
Okay, let me take it back. You'll probably get 2 more of those Zach Wilson games, and they're probably both going to be against Buffalo.
But I will say that there's a chance that you will get a 3-touchdown, 300-yard day from him. I can see,
especially against the Lions. That Lions team, and then the Bears getting rid of everybody on defense. Is another one of those where
warming it up. So
the only thing
Claypool in a bottle. So
the only problem is your next 5 games are not that easy.
Are tough.
They're pretty tough.
We got Buffalo, New England, Minnesota, and who else?
Chicago.
But Chicago is the one we can. Chicago, New England are 2 games we can win. Chicago is a game I think we actually have to win because that's Darrelle Revis getting enshrined into the Ring of Honor game. You can't waste that. Hey, no, the homecoming's over. You get 1 homecoming game a year, and we lost that. We lost that game. Everything else is just now. It's just all right, be the team that showed that they can do it. Garrett Wilson had himself a fucking game against the Patriots. Mike, did he not?
I mean, did he
get over 100 yards receiving?
6 catches, 115 yards. Like,
That's a really good game. What are we doing? If any other wide receiver has that game, we're saying, yo, that's a fucking sick game.
He had a good game.
Go find me another receiver that had that game. Oh, wait, Jalen Waddle had a game like that. Oh, we said Jalen Waddle's great. God forbid Garrett Wilson has a great game.
Wait, Waddle had like 6 catches for like 188 yards.
Exactly. But still, like, the point. No, the point is if any other wide receiver had 6 catches with 100-plus yards, we're saying, yo, he had a great game. But Garrett Wilson has the game.
No, Garrett Wilson had a really good game.
Yeah, he had a good game, and the Jets fans are going to get him his second Rookie of the Week belt. Jet fans run Rookie of the Week. If there's a Jet on that for Rookie of the Week, nobody's winning it.
I still feel bad for Bryce. For his name, Bryce Hall. Breece Hall, yeah.
Bryce Hall's the corner that doesn't play. We have him on our team. But no, Breece was having a great year.
Dungeon right now.
Well, the only reason he's in the dungeon is because DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner are playing like 2 top 10 corners. So it's like, how do you play him?
I was hoping that Tennessee could sneak him away from y'all too.
Oh yeah, I would have loved to have traded him for you. We would have traded him probably for a 4th round pick.
4? See, I would have did a 5. I would have gave you a 5 for him.
No, we wouldn't have given up for 5. He was like what? He was top 5 in targets last year and didn't allow and like got a ton of stops. He's a service. He's a starting corner in the league.
But if he was that good, he'd be playing right now.
Well, the problem is you have 2 guys who are all world right now. So how do you play that?
But
to be serious, seriously, how do you do that?
You could find somewhere to put him.
Because Bryce Hall, he's not fast.
You could find somewhere to put talent.
He's not quick enough to play the slot because Michael Carter is also a very good slot corner. So it's like, okay, cool. He's good on the outside, but you have literally 2 of the top 5 corners in QBR allowed. So it's like, what are you supposed to do?
Well, don't worry. He gonna get some work when y'all go play Minnesota. He gonna get some work.
Oh yeah, no, I fully expect it. Like, but again, he's
gonna
playing
get some work that night.
But again, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays really well. If he can hold Justin Jefferson under 100, that's a win for me. If he's gonna get work this week. But I just watched Stephon Diggs get clamped up though on Sunday.
I wouldn't call that clamped up.
It's about as clamped as he's gonna get.
He's still balled out too. That's
about as clamped as he's gonna get. Let's see what he had. Let's go take a look. I have it up right now.
He's like, what do you have? Like 6 catches, 90 yards, a touchdown.
Exactly. 5 or
6. He had 6 for 108.
Yeah, 6 for 108.
Oh wow! Oh, that's really good.
And you just said he got clamped.
He got clamped. To be fair, he gave Jalen Ramsey like 300 yards. You remember how we were talking before the podcast where you take the 8 and turn it sideways and it's infinite? That's what he gave Jalen Ramsey. But no, so Stephon Diggs had a good game, right? Really good game?
Yes, he did.
So did Garrett Wilson. So did Garrett Wilson. No, so you saw Mike trying to backtrack? Like trying to backtrack because he realized where I was going. You would have have a receiver have 100 yards in your game. Because that means Malik would have played well. But man, no, that game was terrible. That was a tough game to watch.
Wait, how many passing yards did he have? Like 53?
Yes, he had like 60 yards.
Yeah,
60 yards.
Remember when Roz was going on that negativity streak on Sunday, and he was like, "There's not going to be a quarterback in the NFL who plays worse than Zach Wilson did today." I'm like, "No, there was 3 quarterbacks in the NFL who played worse than Zach Wilson today. 2 of them were in that game, and 1 is Derek Carr."
But you know who got a win out of that?
You did. No, you did. You did, and I give you a ton of credit. But man, that Texans team looks like dog shit without Dameon Pierce. Wow, do they look completely lost without that man, which is crazy. Not a good day for quarterbacks in that draft class.
You were lost with them.
Regardless, no, they would have probably been a little bit better. But like, man, they look terrible. They are fucking bad.
Fucking schedule makers. We got to see these bastards on Thursday night. Why am I paying for Amazon Prime to watch the Texans play football?
Well, you don't pay for Amazon Prime to watch the Texans play football. You pay for 2-day
Right.
delivery and great deals.
Exactly.
You pay for being able to shop for my favorite time of the year. You don't pay to watch the Thursday night football. Thursday night is notorious for being bad. Forever. We have very rarely do we have a good.
Honestly, the Ravens and Buccaneers is like the one good game this year for Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. Like, was there any other good one?
The Cardinals Saints game was good.
Okay, that game was okay. That game was straight.
That game was good. It was better. I'd say it was better than the Ravens game because, well, I like the Ravens game because I got to watch Tom Brady suck.
I think the worst one was the Commanders and the Bears. That had to be the worst one.
No. The one before that was bad too. Was the Niners Broncos?
Oh God!
They had more punt yards than pass yards that game.
Oh,
Broncos was tough. Let's ride.
Yeah, that came back this fucking week.
What else?
So let's get to the Raiders. Let's get to the Raiders. Anthony thought he was going to escape the Raiders. The slander.
What do you want to talk about, huh? What do you want to talk about?
Dylan was right.
Right about what?
I want to talk about how Dylan was right.
How was Dylan? What was Dylan right about?
I told you every weakness that your team has, and I was correct. I told you that Josh McDaniels stinks, and I was correct.
I didn't disagree with that.
I told you your GM was fucking stupid, and I was correct. That's why you don't hire anybody from the Patriots, because Bill does everything. Bill does everything. The Patriot way doesn't exist. Bill is the GM. Why is anybody from the Patriots organization getting hired to be a GM when Bill is the GM? Like, what are we doing here?
Bill coached Mike Vrabel?
Vrabel isn't even from that coaching tree.
He played for Bill Belichick.
Vrabel is so much better of a coach than anybody in the Belichick tree because he wasn't in the Belichick tree. Go, Mike. You're not in. You need to put yourself in because you're screaming right now.
Well, it's louder than I didn't realize it's louder when I'm not there.
No, well, it's louder because it was quiet. And I just see you just emoting into the camera. Go ahead, say what you got to say.
I was just going to say, the Patriots so badly want to take credit for Vrabel, and he has nothing.
They can't. He has nothing to do with them. He was coached by Belichick, but he did not learn anything under Belichick as a coach. Vrabel is a great coach. Great coach. You can't take any credit for that. All the Patriots coaches stink. The only reason Daboll is technically part of the Patriot coaching tree, but he learned so much more under what's his face in Buffalo,
Sean McDermott,
than he did under fucking Belichick. There's a reason why all of Bill Belichick's assistants either coach the Patriots or co-coach with Saban. That's all they do. They stink. I told you the offensive line was trash. You didn't upgrade your offensive line. I told you guys didn't need to get Chandler Jones. You could have kept Yannick Ngakoue and got the same production you're getting out of Chandler Jones and paid less money. I told you your cornerback room stinks. And Rocky Sin wasn't going to make a difference because you guys still give up a ton of yards every fucking game. I told you guys don't know how to draft because all the draft picks that the Raiders have had over the last 5 years, none of them are coming back. 2 of them are in jail.
Well, it's not always for football reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 of them are in jail, and the rest just stink. Except for Max Crosby. Max Crosby is very good. Josh Jacobs is also very good, but you guys decide that you're just not going to run the football sometimes, and you're also not going to bring him back because you paid everybody else. Mm-hmm. And when I said if there was a team in your division that would be looking outside in on the playoffs, if there was one team, it would be you guys. And it looks like I'm correct because you guys.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Denver has a better chance of making the playoffs than us this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably.
I think so. I really do. Because I have not seen many great things out of you guys.
Well, hold on. Wait. Take away this game, Dylan, just for 1 second, and look at the other games we've played. Are you really going to tell me that Denver's been the better team? Denver's played better than us.
Denver has a playoff defense that will win them games. If it comes to one of those things where I trust Russell Wilson enough to not fuck up like every game, whereas and you could rely on the defense. Remember, I'm a Jet fan. I got to watch Mark Sanchez for a bunch of years, make the AFC Championship game, not be great at quarterback, and rely on a defense. You can win games with defense. I watched the Ravens in 2000 win a Super Bowl just handing the ball off and playing defense. Like when you have a playoff defense, you just need mediocre play on offense. I think Denver can play better mediocre football than you guys can.
Yeah, because I trust that Russell Wilson will figure it out.
I don't think Russell Wilson will be great. I think he's absolutely washed. He's absolutely
That's
washed.
one thing we can agree on.
And he has an incompetent coach, so it does not help.
He has a lot of things against him, but the one thing that will always save them is that defense making a play.
That's right.
That's right.
That
defense. I just you gotta have something in like you have to have something that it like can drive your like you have to have an identity. The Raiders don't have an identity.
That is true. I don't know what
the Jets have an identity.
No, that's true. We're going through an identity crisis right now. Like I can
There's
definitely
a handful of teams that have zero identity. The Colts have zero identity, which is crazy because the Colts have talent and they have zero identity.
The Colts had an identity before. They had that.
The Colts
that great value Titans offense. Like, what happened?
The problem is, I hate when Mike says they're just copying us when the Titans are copying every NFL team does. They're copying the Shanahan offense. So the Titans are literally the Shanahan offense. You do know that, right?
Who runs the ball and plays defense like we do? Are we copying the Chiefs?
The Niners.
The Niners don't even run. We are a very generic.
Extremely generic.
Do you want to know how you guys run the Shanahan offense? Do you want to know how I know you guys run the Shanahan offense? Your offensive coordinators and your current all of your offensive coordinators come from the Shanahan offense. And then they go and run the Shanahan offense where they go when they go get a head coaching job, except for Green Bay, because they just don't run the football. Like, you guys literally are a byproduct of Kyle Shanahan. That's literally your offense. Arthur Smith, who is the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, who was your most recent offensive coordinator, was running the Shanahan offense, which is handing the ball off and running play action.
But the difference is, look at how Atlanta runs their offense and look how we run our offense.
Atlanta has no running back and has no offensive line, and like there's a lot of things wrong in Atlanta. Like, you could make the argument that there's not a lot of teams that do it as well as you.
I would disagree.
No, I wouldn't say there's a lot of things wrong with them.
Atlanta team is actually better than I do.
They're better than I expected, but they cannot run the offense the way it needs to with their personnel. And that's very true.
If they had Calvin Ridley, Atlanta,
they'd be able to do a lot more. And if they were able to get their run game going with a better offensive line, they'd be doing a lot better. And Mariota is a great fit for that type of offense. A great fit, because if anybody could roll out bootleg and hit a guy in fucking stride on a crosser, it's Mariota.
Yeah, but dumb throws aside, dumb picks aside, Mariota's actually playing pretty well.
He's playing well, and they may fuck around and win that division because every team is bad.
Carolina has not played that bad these past 2 games,
which is crazy to me. Shout out to DJ Moore for getting away with the craziest offensive pass interference. That's just being ignored on that catch. Like, we're gonna ignore that stiff arm that he threw.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what kind of pass interference you talking about. That was one of the greatest catches I've seen.
No, not even a great catch. It was a great pass.
It was a great pass.
PJ Washington threw a absolute.
PJ Walker. I mean,
PJ Walker. I get my PJs mixed up.
He's earned it for the rest of the season. He's earned that job.
Oh yeah. Until he doesn't, though, he's got a short leash.
He does.
There's no, but like, you can't put Baker in. So as long as Baker's the backup, I think when Sam Darnold comes back, they'll give him a shorter leash.
It's not. They're not. His time is over.
Everybody's time's over. There's not a quarterback on that team that's safe. It's just they have no options. I'm surprised they haven't played Matt Corral yet. I love Matt Corral, by the way.
Forgot it.
But yeah, no, DJ Moore, he fucking did the illest stiff arm to a corner that got it. Like I saw the flag, I was like, all right, that's either one or two things. It's either pass interference or it's excessive celebration.
Excessive
And I was like,
celebration.
oh, it was excessive celebration. And they proceeded to fucking miss and lose that game.
No, fucking bum ass kicker. That I don't know how he still has the job. He should be out of the job right now. Missing two
But
goddamn.
who are you gonna
field
hire?
goals.
Who are you gonna hire? There's no good kickers available.
No.
It's either you have Justin Tucker or you don't.
Fucking Evan McPherson.
I mean, McPherson's also like solid and just he's not having an awesome year either. But like
He
he's a good
he
kicker.
lost. He's the reason why I lost by fucking 6 points in fantasy.
Yeah.
Breaking field goals.
Before we get
Yeah.
into the
I needed his stupid effing ass to fucking make a goddamn field goal. Dude breaks it. I'm like, are you
before
serious?
we get into NFL trade deadline, can we get into the fantasy focus?
Sure, we can go to fantasy focus. Let's switch it up. Let's get the graphic up there.
And can somebody approve my goddamn transactions?
No, I will. If it's in charge, if there's ever a trade that goes through, I veto every trade. Every trade. If there's ever a trade that comes across my desk, I veto. I throw my veto in every time. I don't want either team to try to get better.
Hater. Such a hater.
Oh,
I know,
absolutely.
right? What kind of
Absolutely.
hating shit is that?
If I'm in competition, why would I want anybody to get better? I want y'all to stay the same.
Because I kept saying to myself, who is in charge of approving these transactions?
Oh yeah. If there's ever a group scenario where if people just aren't paying attention to the league and they let a trade go through, I'm the one guy that'll put a veto in. The one guy, and I will stop that trade from happening.
It's just such saltiness.
Oh, I'm a hater. Why would I want anybody to be better? But let's get into it.
Fantasy Focus was in it.
There is Mike Ortiz, Cross County Mortgage.
Thank you.
There is not a single team on the earth that is hotter than your boy right now. We are on a 2-game win streak, and I have scored over 300 points in 2 weeks. Back-to-back weeks where I'm the high scorer, and it is a problem for the rest of the league.
Still, you're 3-5, and I'm 4-4.
You have one more win than me. One more win than me. And what's crazy? What's fucking crazy, Anthony? I've outscored your team. I have outscored every team in the division. I have outscored every team in the fucking league with this. And that's what's so annoying about it. It's true.
Dylan has the most points in the league.
I have over 10,000 points scored.
1,000.
Oh, yeah, 1,000
I'm
points.
about to say 10,000 points. Like,
I'm
what
over 1,000 points scored, Anthony.
Jeez. Oh,
And-
Mike's leading our division right now.
And the thing is, I have
Yes.
a bunch of guys on this team that are like playing unbelievable, and they all have great matchups. Like Tua against Chicago,
Yeah, that's a good
Tua
matchup.
and Waddle against Chicago. That's just another Detroit.
Bro, I want you guys to take a look at this. Do you see this? This is my team right now.
Damn, that sounds like you.
Bye.
Need to be better. That sounds like
Bye.
you are an NSYNC fan. Bye.
Sounds
Sounds like you need to be better, Anthony.
Draft. Yeah, it sounds like you don't draft well.
Well, it's kind of hard when you try to eat some goddamn Olive Garden and you're being rushed into a damn draft. Like, shit.
I have DeAndre Swift against Green Bay. Green Bay doesn't stop the run. Travis Etienne against Vegas. Again, turn that 8 sideways, infinity. DeAndre Hopkins against Seattle. This is going to be Tariq Woolen's first, real fucking shot at a number 1 wide receiver, and I'm really excited to see it because I have 1A of wide receivers playing. Hayden Hurst against Carolina, which is going to be solid. Hopefully the Colts can figure out what the fuck to do with Jonathan Taylor. Because holy shit, does he do nothing. But still got me 15 points last week. I'm definitely going to not play the Jets defense, though. Just expect me not to play the Jets defense this week. and pick up somebody else. And I have a kicker I need to do. I feel bad for Josh because Josh took the brunt end of a fucking ass whooping last week. The brunt end of a ass whooping. And what's crazy is I could have put my bench in and still won. Because DeAndre Swift gave me 14. Fucking Tony Pollard gave me 33.
Man,
Tyler Boyd gave me 12. Michael Carter gave me 10.
You had a good week. Shout out to Mike Ortiz for having his best week of the season.
Beating the shit out of my piece of shit brother.
Beating your brother and
dick, Steven.
Moving me right into first place. I love it. I love it here.
My favorite thing is when I put up weeks like this is I could go through this. I would have beaten him and him and him. There's not a single person who would have beaten me.
I'm trying to
I love it.
For beating Rise this week also. Shout out to me for getting my revenge in our other week. But our favorite part of the week, playoff percentage. Anthony, you are indeed 4-4 and 1 game out. But ESPN had a whopping 23%.
Wow.
Anthony, every week he wins, he only gets like 3%. Like he gets like 2% more. Meanwhile, I won and I got 11% jump.
It doesn't even make sense.
And I'm tied for the longest win streak in the league.
Like Raj has one more win than me, and his playoff percentage is 66%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they're also projecting your team to not score points. That's why. That's why it's so low. That's literally why it's so low. You're projected to not score points. Which is great. How many points do you have scored?
Finished third.
Yeah, 9-4.
I mean,
yeah, but Anthony's pretty high in scoring points.
He's moved up to 8
points.
Final projection.
Yeah, most stats been like Nick Chubb and Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
They've been getting like 39 points a week and shit. Like Nick Chubb is just like automatic at least 25 points.
He is automatic.
This dude is so automatic. He almost won me the game too last night. Like.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I didn't expect it to be like that.
I feel bad for Ross. He's gonna be without Chase for a minute.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm just happy that I won in every league I played this week. And it's only going to get better because Chase Edmonds is going to be running back number 1 in fucking Denver.
Love it. The rich get richer.
The rich get richer.
Yeah, Dylan, you're probably going to have a monster week this week.
I know. That's why I'm so happy.
Like other than taking out the Jets defense, you're going to have a monster. I don't see you not having a monster week this week.
Unless everybody dies on the plane ride to the game. I don't see it happening. And we're going to see the resurgence of me. Of me being the fucking man. And the worst thing is if I were to win this league, because I would be talking endless shit about how I tried telling y'all in the draft that you guys are dumb. That all of you are dumb for drafting a kicker in the 3rd round. All of you are dumb.
Wait, I did not draft a kicker in
no tried to draft a kicker.
No, I did not try to draft a damn kicker in the 3rd round, all right? Hey, I ain't that crazy.
Well, you did take a kicker in the first 5 rounds, so you are a little crazy.
I think I took a kicker like 6 rounds, 6 or 7.
That's still wrong. That's still wrong. I've replaced my kicker 3 times because of bye weeks, and I think I've scored just as many points as you have. That's how fluid that position is.
Hey, but listen, Dylan, you see Justin Tucker, you gotta take him. Like,
no, you don't.
You do.
Again, I told you.
Not in the 3rd round.
No, not in the 3rd round.
I was like, you could take what Justin Tucker's going to give you, and he's going to outscore the rest of the starting kickers by maybe 20. That's not enough. It's literally not enough. So, like, it doesn't make a difference. That's why it's kicking in defenses. You take them last. I've been rotating defenses for the last, like, 4 weeks, too.
It depends. If you get up, if you catch that hot defense, though, you can ride. You can.
Yeah.
That's why I took the Jets defense for like 3 weeks in a row because they were just getting turnovers. I'm debating playing them still, If there's not a good defense left,
Mm,
because hold
all
on,
right.
let me see what defense are left. Because I'll wait to see a couple here, but there's a couple defenses I actually might come to scoop.
Let me see.
There's some good defenses here that I could possibly
Mike, you got Derek Carr starting this week?
No, I haven't done my left yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I fucking wouldn't.
that's not going to happen.
But your only other quarterback is Zach Wilson.
Yeah, why'd you pick him up?
Because I had to pick him up because I think I had Dak while he was hurt and Carr on a bye, and you could only have 2 quarterbacks, so I had to.
Yeah, there's really not a better option available either.
Yeah, like was literally
You
the best.
Davis Mills against Philly.
Yeah, that's not.
PJ Walker.
PJ Walker.
He's playing Cincinnati.
Their defense is suspect.
Their defense is sus.
Dalton, if he wasn't playing the Ravens,
I wouldn't play Dalton against the Ravens, especially after they just traded for Roquan.
yeah, I know. I said if he wasn't playing the Ravens.
That was such a